What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Hopefully, Chevy will be joining here shortly. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about Secret Invasion and going over the series as it stands. Well, not as it stands, I guess as it ended, because Secret Invasion is over. And we're going to be talking about everything that happened in the episodes, particularly episodes 2 through 6. But you know, we'll kind of review the whole series since it's over. So definitely looking forward to that. Like I said, hopefully Chevy will be joining me soon here shortly. I'm going to send her a message too, just to make sure. But in the meantime, make sure you guys get over to our website over at gftradioshow.com, and you can get all of our to all of our links and to our socials. Check out our preview or our reviews and our on-demand content as well. So make sure you do that over at gftradioshow.com, and go over to our Creator Spring website, where we have apparel, we have accessories, we have all kinds of things available for you guys to try out, try on, and represent for GFT Radio Show. In the meantime, looking forward to doing these reviews. And for the rest of the week, we have plenty of shows for you guys to check out other types of content, including the GFT Radio Show Mondays at 10, the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. We just dropped episode 114 today, and that's at 2 on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. We have the Stylez and Shevy recap every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and the Sex with Sunny live show 2 Fridays of the month. She just dropped a great show this past week. She's got another show coming up in about another week. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all of our content. We definitely want you guys to be aware of when we go live. And you can best do that if you hit that notification bell and be made aware of our live shows. So like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about Secret Invasion, and it's Marvel's latest TV show and foray into content on Disney Plus, and actually on Hulu as well. I know the first 3 episodes of Secret Invasion is on Hulu. This seems to be a new outlet for them. Basically, they're looking at shows that don't do a particular number of views in the first week or two, and they're gonna release those shows on Hulu, those Marvel shows. They did Secret Invasion a couple weeks ago. The first 3 episodes. They're gonna do Miss Marvel as well. So that's an interesting turn of events, especially because Marvel has definitely been a money grab for Marvel. I mean, they have some of the highest grossing movies, as well as they're able to or they've been doing tons of content, not only at the movies but on television as well, and now on streaming on the Disney Plus platform. Looks like Chevy is on her way, and we'll get started here. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and do a spoiler-free review of Secret Invasion. So episodes 2 through 6, definitely the meat of the series. We did episode 1 a few weeks ago, the week after episode 1 dropped. So make sure you go check out that replay. And hey, what up, though, Chevy?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, my camera all crooked.
I know mine was too. I've been fiddling with it all night. Um,
Oh shoot.
so yeah, so Chevy's in the building. Um, Chevy. So before we get started on this spoiler-free review of Secret Invasion, tell the folks where you've been because you've been busy.
um, went
I
to
ain't gonna throw you under the bus or nothing and tell the folks why we ain't did a show in 5 weeks, but go ahead and let them know what's been on.
well, I went to San Diego Comic Con. Then I went
Woo!
to a concert on a Wednesday night, and it was Beyonce.
Of course, of
Um,
course.
yeah, Comic Con was great. Oh my God, Willie, it was so much better than it was the last time without actors.
Don't tell me
We
that.
had an amazing time. We met some really cool people. We got free breakfast because we went to have breakfast with somebody. We
Oh,
found out we knew this lady who Tanya knew, my brother's mom knows, that works for Comic Con in a capacity, and she put us on the VIP list for the Adult Swim offsite for the whole
really?
weekend. So we was friends and family.
What?
Then what else? I got cool with the security guard, and she hooked me up at the
Right.
100% soft booth, because it was still a mess,
Oh,
just like it was last year.
that's
But
some
I
of my
was
best
able,
gear from last year.
but I was able to get his autograph.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and she slid me an armband because I had been trying to get in the line for 3 days, but I wasn't like trying to get in the line. I was just talking to her, like, yeah, so how's your day going? Blah, 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 blah. So she ended
Oh,
up giving me an armband to get an autograph, pushing me through the line to get something to get him signed. And he was standing there and signed every item you had.
really? Nice, nice.
The man who created the Avengers, I met him.
Wow. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar, the Avengers was the bootleg Avengers gear from the Miss Marvel TV show, which was an awesome show. I was just telling the folks about how Hulu is now going to be showing Marvel content, particularly shows that don't do the numbers that Disney wants them to do in the first few weeks. I guess Secret Invasion did 900,000 views, and so I guess the magic number is 1 million views. So because they didn't hit that 1 million views in the first week or two, they are showing episodes 1 through 3 on Hulu. Miss Marvel is also going to be rebroadcast on Hulu as well. And they said, I guess the assumption is going for anything that doesn't do the numbers, they're gonna do that with. But
Okay.
yeah, so sounds like you guys had a great time. I,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm jealous, but I'm also not mad because I was exhausted last year, all the way through to the end of the year. I went to Comic Con 2022 and almost didn't go to Comic Con 2023 here in Detroit because I was so tired from 2022 San Diego Comic Con. But it was definitely an awesome time. So I could imagine if you said it
Oh
was better,
yeah.
that's amazing
Dave
because it was.
Devin met Barada, the
Oh,
man who make,
really?
yeah.
Nice,
They had
nice.
a, now I don't know what all that mean, but the man from Tekken was,
Right.
because they had a Tekken panel, they had a Mortal
Yeah, that's
Kombat
one of his
panel,
favorite games. Yeah.
and they had a Invincible panel, and then they had this wrestling panel that Dion went to, but he met a couple of the wrestlers at the panels, and then he met everybody was at the Tekken thing, like all the people, the creative people who were like on panels and
Oh,
stuff. They had like across the street where they had
right,
that like peanuts thing at. They
right.
had in that building next to it, they had like a Tekken thing where they had all the systems you could play Tekken. And after the panel, Devin and we went over there, and Barada was just standing right there with his interpreter.
Oh,
Devin
nice.
almost
Nice.
passed out.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I'm glad you guys had a great time. I already know Beyonce was a great time.
Oh
I
yeah,
heard from everybody how great it was.
yeah.
I was sad I couldn't go to that. I should have spoke up and went, but I missed out. But I told all those concerned next time I'm coming. So
Well, we trying to go again, so
yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So let's go ahead and get to this Secret Invasion review. Like I said, we're gonna do the spoiler-free review. Um, as a whole, episodes 1 through 6, because I can't remember my week by week breakdown. But as a whole, what would you rate Secret Invasion as a series?
Like a 6.
Like a six? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think was the most impact, or yeah, I guess impactful thing that caused that rating?
It was really kind of boring.
Mhm.
Also, I realized that Samuel L. Jackson can't act that good. Um,
Oh dang, dang! You about to get some hate mail. It's just
like he good,
unpopular opinion, folks. Unpopular
like he
opinion.
good, but like, why he gotta yell all the time to get his point across?
That's Samuel L. Jackson. I
But
mean,
is that the
that's
character?
signature
Or
to him.
Is that Samuel L. Jackson? Or is that the character?
That's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean,
Because
I don't watch about 50 Samuel L. Jackson movies, and that's how he gets his point across.
now, what would we say? What would we say about this? What would we say about this normally?
Typecasting.
Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds, The Rock
Oh,
playing The Rock,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Will
yeah,
Smith
yeah.
playing Will Smith,
True, true, true.
Samuel L. Jackson plays Samuel L.
Well, I
Jackson.
don't know. Will Smith don't never play Will Smith. Will Smith always plays a
Well,
character,
not
but
the Will Smith that we thought we knew.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
shade,
Am I
the
losing? And am
shade.
I going crazy today?
She going off today, y'all. She going off today. Oh shoot, did I forget to send this link? I forgot to send this link to the rest of the team because they said they wanted to join in. But yeah, she going off today, folks. But yeah, no. I mean, I agree that. I mean, I wouldn't call it typecasting, but I would definitely call it like his signature thing, his usual I guess mo, right? Because that's it's just what we know Sam Jackson for, right? Um,
And it might also be because I haven't seen him play. Have I ever like? It has been a long time since I've seen him play the main character of a story to even dissect him as an actor or to even speak to him as an actor. He never plays the main character, and he hasn't played a main character in so long that you kind of thinking you about to see some dynamic range type of thing happen because it's like this is Samuel Jackson, this is Samuel Jackson, and that's not
right.
saying I'm trying to take away from Samuel Jackson. It's just that I don't know. I expected more because of Samuel Jackson.
So the way I looked at it, from because I thought about that standpoint in terms of Nick Fury and the fact that Nick Fury has never been a main character in a Marvel movie, um, which is crazy because I can't remember how many it is, but I feel like it's at least six, maybe seven movies that he's been in substantially. He's probably been in more just as like cameos and stuff like that, and he's definitely been mentioned in several movies, but that he didn't actually appear in. But Nick Fury as a main character, this is our first time getting to see this. And we're also seeing a different Nick Fury than we've seen in previous uh, movies and everything in previous content. And I look at it, I was looking at it from the standpoint of, is he playing this role in this way because he's trying to tone the character down, make the character seem more solemn, more humbled, more broken. That was one of the things I kept hearing the other reviewers talking about was that he seemed broken and that he seemed, which is what he was trying to portray, right? This is what we were supposed to get from this Nick Fury, a man that has been always at the top of his game, and then the blip happened, and now he realizes that he can't guide and affect things the way he wants to. He can't make things happen the way he wants them to. It some things are just out of his control, and I think that's different for Nick Fury as a character because he's usually the one in control, 10 steps ahead, got everything figured out, and this blip kind of blew all that. And then on top of that, the blip made him feel like well, he was gone too, but everybody was gone, and like he's like I couldn't even save my friends and my family and so I think to feel helpless like that, I think he embodied that really well from a standpoint of the type of usual character that we normally see.
I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it from an actor standpoint. I just feel like he been, after you act for so long, like a Nicolas Cage type, because that's what you would consider him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The types of movies that he done, whether they're good or bad, the characters that he played, where he was front, center, or to the side. It's
Mhm.
like it's been so long since A Time to Kill. You know what I'm saying? It's been so long since Black Snake Moan, and I
Mhm.
feel like from Snakes on the Plane all the way up until he started doing Marvel movies, a lot of the stuff that he was doing in between that too was like a caricature of the character that he created for himself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like
Right.
the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm the
Yeah.
motherfucker. And it's like, I think I would love to ask him. I wonder if there are interviews of or from him speaking to, was it hard for him to step out of that type of character and actually play this character that really was solidified by the persona that Nick Fury had from the comics,
Right.
because we never actually got to experience him in a way where we could know more about him, because that's not what his purpose was. It's kind
Right.
of like meeting a little Professor Xavier when we watched the X-Men reboot movies that they
Right.
made. And then you
Mhm.
get to see this side of a character that you never got to see, but how it's played, I feel like I didn't like the way it was played, because I feel
Right.
like even though Samuel Jackson is a solidified actor who is great at what he does, I think that after so long, when you become this version of yourself where they want to hire you to do this type of thing, and then you do this type of thing, I feel like it was hard for him to get to that nitty gritty that you were talking about,
Right.
and be that without the yelling, without the, you know what I'm saying, that
Yeah.
the thing that they want him to do because of who he is instead
Right.
of who the character is. And I really wanted to get to know Nick Fury more than I wanted to see Samuel Jackson
Right. Oh,
play Nick Fury.
actually, I think we tripping. You know what we forgot about?
What?
Captain Marvel. He was he was a semi main character in Captain
But
Marvel.
still, I don't
We
know.
didn't. I mean, we didn't see the
Well, as
real
far as
Nick
people
Fury.
say, people don't like that movie at all. So
Well,
with
yeah,
that being said,
yeah,
was this? I like Nick Fury in that movie, and I like the way Samuel L. Jackson played that character. And now that you bring that up, maybe that's what I'm saying. I feel like he toned himself, the character, the actor character that we know, down to play that role, because he wasn't Nick Fury yet. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So it's
right,
easier for you to say, well, Nick Fury ain't Nick Fury yet, so I can just play him as this guy who's trying to be this guy.
right,
Versus now I'm Nick Fury. I'm known to be this guy, but now I'm all jacked up and tormented. I mean, there were times where I was really compelled by his acting, like the scene where him and Talos was in the train, and he
mhm,
told this story about his mom. But there were also times like when Maria Hill died where I was not compelled by his acting at all.
okay, okay,
So it was just like, I wonder, being that this is his first kind of like leading role in a very long time, where he is the lead, the show is about him,
right,
solely about him, no other characters come in and fill those gaps, how that was for him as an actor doing that when he hasn't done that in so long.
right, right.
I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm being deep about it.
I mean, no, I feel you. No, I feel you. I feel, and I mean, and let's be honest, that's what this show is about. This show is really centered in on Nick Fury as a central character, his evolution or devolution, right? And then his reprisal at the end, which in a way I was, without giving away too much in a spoiler-free review, in a way, I was fairly happy with his reprisal. I felt like it was like his ability to kind of return to who he really is, and then looking forward to seeing him in the Marvels and seeing kind of the Nick Fury we're used to, and hopefully get a good glimpse of him being back. Um, And I like I said, I did appreciate what he did for the character in the beginning of the series in terms of bringing him down, bringing him into a place of like, being solemn, being humbled, because and like I said, being broken because he went through so much, and then to see the things that he had been either avoiding or had been missing out on, because I hadn't thought about some of the things that he was going through while he was at his height, right? And then we got to see a glimpse of his backstory, his back life, and it's like, wow, not that it was the most compelling thing, but it was a good glimpse. Kind of reminded me of Clint's reveal of his family in was it of Infinity War,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to see that, like what are these people going through in life, when we're not seeing them in battle and when we're not seeing them on the job, right? And to see that, so much of what his life was about was ruining his personal life, was making his personal life more challenging than what it really should have been. Also, the fact that we know that he's kept secrets in the past, that his whole life is just secret after secret after secret after secret, right? So I think it was just an interesting portrait of the man Nick Fury. So I did give the series a 7. It was a hard sale on the 7. I definitely would have gone with a 6 had it not been such a good picture of Nick Fury as a character. Because like you said, the thing that I was disappointed in is that it was not Secret Invasion. The Secret Invasion I wanted was from the comics. The how impactful that comic series was, how epic that comic series was, how broad it was, because it wasn't about Nick Fury. It was about all of the heroes and the villains and the things that they were going through as they were trying to offset the invasion by the Skrulls. And this kind of not kind of, this definitely didn't meet that criteria. It definitely didn't
Yeah,
meet.
but I think that's what it is that I didn't like about it. I feel like Nick Fury wasn't broken enough for me. He wasn't compelled enough for me. The story wasn't compelling enough for me. The
Mm-hmm.
characters wasn't entertaining enough for me. The
Mm-hmm.
storyline wasn't the best. It was a boy, another Marvel villain who was created by their master.
Right.
Another, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Good point. Yeah.
and it's just like I don't know if the trope is getting old
Oh,
or
it is. Yeah.
if it just wasn't told in a compelling way enough for me to vibe with it. I mean, because Moon Knight was great and that was a standalone
Yeah.
character show, but it also was a semi origin story. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like we got Nick's origin story, like where he came
Yeah.
from,
Yeah.
but we never got to know him from the point we left him after finding it out, after watching all this other stuff, and then
Yeah.
coming back to
We're getting
him
the
now.
dual stream. Yeah.
Right. But then we're coming back to him now, getting the information. It's like, you know how they say, you can only remember a memory from the last time that you told it. It
Yeah.
seems to me as if Nick Fury is up in his spaceship telling his story to us the way he wants us to see it, in a
Mm-hmm.
way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Because
Yeah.
it still doesn't seem, it doesn't, I don't know. It's just not, it's still not, I don't know him still. I still don't know its deal. I still don't feel connected to him. I still don't feel like it's Samuel L. Jackson, first of all. So that is why we're connected to him.
Right.
Whether you black, white, indifferent, whatever. But if Nick Fury was played by any other actor anywhere in the world, unknown or known, but not on the scale of who he is as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
would I have even be compelled to watch it, let
Oh,
alone watching it and then not feeling any more connected to the character? You know what
right.
I'm saying? But this was
Oh
his
yeah.
show.
But to your point, and to your point, it like what I would love to see, and I think what would be amazing is a true Nick Fury origin story with a younger actor that could pull off that that intrigue, bravado, and evolve the character through that story, either be it a series or a movie, a long movie that can give us that, like you said, that true backstory, that true origin story, as well as let us see some of the things that he went through that brought him to the point where he decided, you know what, I need to be who he is now, right? And I think that would be an amazing story if it's well written and, like I said, a younger actor can pull that off. But to your point, I mean, if any other actor would have played this role at this point, yeah, I don't think we'd have, like you said, I don't think we'd have been as interested, especially with the story that was written for this series. It was definitely not, like I said, and maybe that was a disadvantage watching this from the lens of a comic book um, fan like myself, who was familiar with the story already and was expecting bigger things out of this. Honestly, I think what would have been more exciting and impactful. I mean, we had one or two good reveals, but if we'd have more bigger reveals of who was Skrulls, bigger characters being, implicated, implication would have been nice. We didn't get that to the very, 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 very end. We know where
not
the
only
people are
that, the
being
deaths weren't
implicated.
even compelling. The deaths weren't even
Yeah,
compelling.
no, exactly. And that's sad. That's sad. I mean, part of the epicness of the comic book was how many people were shown to be Skrulls that you just didn't expect. How many, heroes, and how many people close to those heroes that were revealed to be like, you know what, this is bigger than this, and for it to only be a few substantial characters, and then, like you said, for it to not even be that substantial, it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
As a series, I think I would still put it a little bit. Now, I won't say above. It probably a tie with Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'll probably put it as a tie for that. It's definitely no WandaVision, definitely no. You just said it.
What,
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight?
Yeah, definitely no Moon Knight. Loki, nothing's touching Loki.
No.
Loki season 2 is coming soon. Make sure you guys watch out for that. We're gonna be definitely doing reviews for that in October. But I just feel like, this could have been so much more and so much
Yeah, and
better.
I think that's
Yeah.
where I'm at, because I'm not a big comic book head like that. And I
Yeah.
just, if you get I don't know why I keep referring back to him, but if you get Samuel Jackson to do a standalone show, I would expect it to be, these actors in this show are not just, run of the mill, everyday people. You know what I'm saying? They may not be known to everybody, but they are known. And not only that, some of them have had shorter careers and have been so impressive and impactful in the little time that we have known them. So, it just kind of blew me that not on a single episode was I like, oh my God,
I
what?
know. I know.
Dang, that's crazy.
And to your point, these actors, I mean, one, Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Dermot Mulroney, Amelia Clark, they're huge
Don
actors.
Cheadle.
Huge. Don Cheadle, huge, right? And amazing in their own right, and each in their own right. I mean, the most, the most what's the word I want to use? Disappointing one for me was Dermot Mulroney. That was so disappointing.
Wait,
Like,
who's that?
he played President Ritson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
what are we even doing? Like, what
yeah.
are we even
Oh,
doing?
Olivia Colman. Oh my God. Like,
Yeah, she was dope.
she was dope. Dope.
She was probably my
Kingsley,
favorite.
yeah, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Olivia Colman, and honestly, Don Cheadle, they all I think did a
Yeah,
great job.
Don Cheadle playing that different type of yeah.
Exactly. Like I was convinced that he was who he was until I figured out that he wasn't. I was like, what the heck?
Nah, he wasn't. I kind of knew he wasn't who he was when they went to that sit down at that restaurant. I was like, something not right, because it's not how he act.
Yeah. I no, but that's when I realized who he really was. That
Okay.
for me too. But everything up until that point, I didn't see it coming. So that one was good because I just thought like, oh, you know what, it's Rhodey, so
Yeah.
um, I'm going to switch this over to we're going to do this spoiler recap. So yeah, like we were just talking about Rhodey. Rhodey, or Scrody as been called on the internet now. Scrody was like that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I would definitely make him number 3 on my list and on this show, or number 4. I don't know. Him and for me, him and Sam Jackson did about equal. But I feel like he just like he pulled it off. I was convinced. I mean, he probably wasn't given any tails earlier, but I think by the time he did the sit down at the restaurant, it was something that was like kind of like off. But then, like you said, in the restaurant scene, I was like,
This is
what is
not how
going
another
on
black
here?
man would be doing this. That's what
Exactly.
really what it was for me.
And no,
Um,
it wasn't even the fact there would be another black man. What it was for me is that I know Rhodey is so loyal.
and he diplomatic than a mug. Like
Exactly.
he gonna try to
He's not
find a
confrontational.
solution.
He's not confrontational like that.
No,
Rhodey
he
is not
no.
confrontational. So when he was very, very confrontational, especially with Nick Fury of all people, I felt like this is definitely not Rhodey because it can't be.
Yeah.
He would, like you said, he would have been trying to find a solution. He'd have been trying to help Nick. He'd have been like, you know what, I can't believe you got in trouble, but we're gonna make this right. Blah 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 blah. So I was definitely feeling like this
Also,
was
when he literally told him about Scrolls, and he was just like, whatever, yeah, right. All the stuff you done seen, bro.
exactly. Like, yeah, no, you trying to cover something up, my guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
something is not right. But I
Mhm.
really liked Olivia Colman. Ain't that her
Yeah.
name?
Yep.
She was
Mhm. Yeah.
dope.
Olivia Colman plays Sonya Falsworth. She's the daughter of what is his name? From uh Captain America's movie, the Union Jack. She's the daughter
Okay.
of the Union Jack and head of MI6. Wow, like wow.
She was I mean, she kind of saved the show for me. I'm not even gonna lie. When
Right.
it started getting to, the end, I was like, wow, she is really good at her job. Also, I didn't like the smoke and mirrors. I didn't like the Trojan horse. I'm like, are we serious? Like the last episode where Nick Fury came for the final battle and he pulls a Trojan horse on Skrulls.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like that whole, and then it's not him. It's just like, I get it. This is Nick Fury. This is his bag. But how is this? The broken that's why I can't agree with the broken thing, because he still had a backup plan for the backup plan. He still
Well,
had a wife there. He still had
mhm.
secrets. He still had cars. Somebody told him he fired, and he was like, "Whatever, I'm gonna do my own thing." It would have took a broken person a lot longer to figure things out. Your partner and friend dead. First
Mhm.
episode, boom, you on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you went to the funeral. We didn't see you, and I mean, I guess you ain't gonna see much, but I couldn't, what I couldn't believe is that he was actually really, truthfully broken, truthfully regretful, truthfully sorry. You can either trust the person that admits to their accountability and guilt, or
Mhm.
you have to look at that and say, this is a person who knows they wrong and gonna continue to do wrong because it's the right thing to do.
Mhm.
And I feel like his character knew what he did, understood what he did, had already rationalized why he did it, and that's why he was able to openly say it. You can say that you was wrong when you know you was wrong and you know you did something wrong, and you've already rationalized it with yourself.
Right.
But what are we going to do next? I don't think nothing is going to change with Nick Fury. I don't, because there, I don't know. I don't know. It's just when you don't feel connected to a character, you can kind of still like side eye them, I guess.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I see it from your point of view because definitely the resurgence, the get back was very quick. It was. I mean, 6 episodes. They didn't really do a
Yeah.
good job of making
No.
that. Because I felt like definitely looking at it from that point of view, they could have spent a whole episode of him mulling things over, being with his wife, being very, regretful, ready to give up. I felt like if they would have had him ready to give up and maybe having her talk him back into it, a couple of people talk him back into it, push him, and then, the next episode after that, he'd be like, you know what? Or maybe have somebody else die, and then that pushes him over the edge, and he's like, oh my God, I got to do this.
I mean, the man didn't even
That
get
would have,
punched in the face. He
yeah.
didn't even get beat up. He didn't even get
He,
hurt.
he an old man though. He would have died.
I'm just saying, like, you want to show desperation. These are him and the black dude's character were both making calculated moves, period.
Right.
Period. Nick Fury never stopped being Nick Fury through all of that. There was never a moment of, I don't know what I'm going to do. He knew what he was going to do all along.
Right.
He just needed people to play their parts. And he got lucky with old girl being a super Skrull.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Since we're kind of going back to front, that, like you said, the Trojan horse thing, I liked it, but I also hated the outcome because, like, the idea of a Super Skrulls is a great idea. I love the Super Skrull idea. However, for her to get all the powers,
yeah, that was crazy.
Including Captain Marvel's,
yeah, that was crazy.
That's too much.
That was crazy.
That's too much. And then knowing how to use them all, like all.
Yeah, like, because I was like, how she know how to use? Like, this ain't making no sense.
Don't make any sense. And I know this is a speed run series and all that good stuff, but come on, let's just be a little realistic, people. Let's just be a little realistic. And I think that, what up, though, Sonny?
Hey,
I
Sonny.
think that from a standpoint of the Super Skrulls, they should have stuck to the Super Skrull rules. 4 powers, that's it. I mean, if she'd have got, Captain America, I don't know, Ghost and maybe Groot, and then whatever that one with the fire that lets you regenerate. If she'd have got those, I'd have been like, okay, that's fine. I'm with it.
I don't even know who half them people's powers was they was fighting with before she got to the ones that I knew. I was like, oh, I know what that is. I know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of them. It was definitely a lot of them. What was it? One of the ones that probably were that most people didn't notice was it's Extremist. That's the one that makes people be able to regenerate. That's what she first got. She used Abomination. They used Korg's power. That's the rocks and all that stuff. So they were using that to like bulk up. The one when she did this and her arm turned like a greenish color, that was Drax.
Huh?
From Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, which is basically he's just strong and can fight well.
Okay.
Ghost was the power she used when she kind of disappeared when he threw the car at her. That was Ghost. When her hand turned into ice and it was like a long little what they call it, like saber or something, that was Frost Beast. Which
I thought that was from New Mutants, the one girl who got the.
Yeah, right. And the Frost Beasts, they were only featured in I believe it was Thor 2. So you'd have to remember that.
But they never even. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna.
Right.
Dig deeper.
Gravik used one of Ebony Maw's power from Infinity War. A cool one I thought though that was really cool was when Gaia used Mantis's power and put him to sleep.
Yeah, that one was sweet.
Yeah.
I enjoy, but that's
Well,
when I started knowing what the powers was after that.
oh, okay, okay. And you know, and the only thing that's another one though that I kind of I thought it was sweet, thought it was great,
But
but I
how would
also
she know
hated
how to use it?
exactly. Like nobody's seen Mantis on Earth. Nobody's seen Mantis use her powers besides Kevin Bacon and uh uh yeah, actually I think that's it. To
Yeah,
be
I don't
honest.
think it's no.
Yeah, it's not a lot of people who've even seen it on Earth.
Because as soon as
Um,
she said that, I was like, "Oh, y'all just killed this whole scene, bro."
yeah,
I
exactly.
was
Exactly.
like,
I was like, that was sweet, but y'all just messed this all up. Sonny
because
says I didn't
when she
even
did the thing, I was like, "Well, how she know what to do with it?" I said, "That's
exactly.
sweet," but how, and then she said, "Sleep," and I said, "Oh, y'all about to make me just walk out this room because y'all must think we stupid." Like,
Right, right, right. Sonny says I didn't even think to know who she was using when she was fighting them. I gotta watch it again. It was definitely a dope battle. It was a dope battle. They both used Captain Marvel's powers. Um, um, but yeah,
but when she
total.
got the full Captain Marvel power up, I said, "Now she shouldn't be nowhere here. She shouldn't be
No,
nowhere around here. Y'all should be sending down an airstrike to kill both of them. You don't
yeah,
know her. You can't trust
exactly,
her.
exactly.
You don't even want Captain Marvel on Earth."
Exactly. Yeah, true that. True that. So yeah, so now Gaia possesses 20 powers or the power from 20 people. Ghost, Captain America, Corvus Glade, Thanos,
Oh my god.
Outrider, Proxima Midnight, Captain Marvel, Abomination, Mantis, Call Obsidian, Drax, Korg, Ebony Maw, Frost Beast, the Hulk, Valkyrie, Thor, Gamora, Groot, Winter Soldier, and Extremis.
She should not be nowhere on Earth.
No, no, she's like a walking time bomb.
Yeah. All somebody
Literally a
gotta do is
walking
make
time.
her mad.
Yeah, yeah. And now she's working for MI6. Like,
Yeah.
thanks,
Because we need
thanks a lot.
that. We
Yeah.
need that. While he on his spaceship.
Right, right. So yeah, so bottom line, I mean, hopefully some of her powers are not OP, that they're just, reduced versions of the others. But that blast she gave to kill Gravik, that was definitely some high power stuff. So I'm like,
But I also was like, if he just as strong as she is, and he got just as many powers as he is, even though she blew through him like that, don't that just seem like a little too easy?
yeah, I mean, I think, for what it's worth, that's all they could do. They couldn't let this just keep going on forever, right? This is classic TV stuff where you gotta cut your losses, make it seem like it was a strategy thing. Which, I mean, that's what it would boil down to. It definitely boils down to strategy. Though I feel like Gravik should have won though, because from a strategic use of power, he would probably be more strategic than her, since he's been at it longer. Her, with the killing and all the other stuff. So
Exactly, because we only seen her fight once, and that's when she went to the White House.
exactly, yeah. So I think it's
And the wife saved her life.
exactly. So yeah, I think that was the crazy part. So we talked about Olivia Colman, talked about Don Cheadle, Gaia. You know, it was basically what I expected. Nothing groundbreaking
I
there.
think they underutilized her as an actress.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Because we definitely know her as a very accomplished actress. I mean, she played the heck out of in Game of Thrones, playing um what's
I
her
don't
girl
know. I
name?
can't help you. I can't help you. Didn't
Ah,
watch it. Didn't watch
mm-mm.
it. I
I,
don't even
I
have
should
a
be
clue.
I should be ashamed of myself.
Demetrius, Demetrius, ain't that her name? Don't it start with a D?
Something like that. Daenerys Targaryen.
Oh, Daenerys. See,
Daenerys
I was
Targaryen.
close.
Yeah, but yeah, she played the heck out of Daenerys's role. She was also in, what was the name of that movie? It was, I feel like it was recently. Um, she was recently in a movie that she did a great job on too. She also played Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis. I don't know how that movie
Oh.
went. But yeah, she's done some stuff, and definitely has been, considered especially after the Game of Thrones situation, that's been her biggest claim to fame. But yes, Sunny felt the same way. Me and Sunny now watched Game of Thrones twice, or I think Sunny may have watched it more. But yeah, amazing actress. But like you said, totally underutilized in this. Um, and I also didn't like her evolution either because her reason for switching sides was because
He
of
shot
the
her.
loss of her mother and then her father eventually. But then she still was kind of like, I don't really care about this, and
Yeah.
it just
Only
didn't
reason why
seem.
she really switched sides is because he shot her and then killed her dad.
Yeah,
That's it.
pretty
No
much.
other reason. You shot me
Yeah.
and killed me. I mean, she was actually supposed to be dead. So what kind of evolution could she have had? She was
Exactly.
supposed to be dead.
Exactly. Thanks to
But
streaming, she was able to live through it. So
right.
from a standpoint on the episodes, what episodes did you think were at least the best of this series? Which episodes stood out for you?
I think honestly I liked the last two
Okay.
and I think the second one. The
Okay.
second episode.
Okay. So the second episode was the let me go back to my little list here. It was Promises. That's when we got to see Nick Fury recruit the Skrulls, learn about Gravik. He also had just come off of the bombing situation and everything, and then and the loss of Maria Hill. We also found out about the Daltons. Those are the doctors, and that the fact that they were experimenting with the powered DNA and everything. So that's when we discovered that. Um, that's when Scrody fired Fury as well.
Oh, that's
So
it's not
yeah,
the second one then. It's the third one. It's the
the
third
third.
one.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
betrayed.
So the
Okay,
third
betrayed.
and five and
Yeah,
six.
yeah. So betrayed was one of my favorites as well. That was the one where the Squirrel Council met with Gravik, found out about his plans to create the Super Scrolls. That one was like, oh my god, that
Yeah,
that
that
one felt
episode was
good.
good. That
Yeah,
was
that
good.
felt good to see that because I was like, where's this all leading to?
Yeah, because that
Um,
torture scene and everything, that was
yeah,
great.
that was great. Yep. Um, um, was what was another thing that happened in that one?
We got introduced
hmm,
to what? Then we meet Nick Fury's wife in that one.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe that was the one where we got to see her in full action, and then find out that she had her secret that she was actually working with Gravik and his group. And then we also heard for the first time Rhodey's voice over the phone telling her, what her next step was, which was like mind blowing a little bit, just a little bit though. I mean, it wasn't a lot,
Yeah.
but it was also like, okay, this is heating up. One of my other favorites was episode 4. That was the beloved episode. That one, the one thing I liked about it was seeing that kind of that behind the scenes with Fury and Vara, and learning about their relationship. Um,
Yeah, that was a good one
Also,
too.
yeah, also the scene where they where Scrody told her to kill him, and then they did that scene at the house. So I really enjoyed that, and that was what I was talking about earlier. That I liked being able to see what he was, basically missing out on while he was out here being a spy, a super spy. He had a whole wife at home, he had a whole life, and he wasn't just Nick Fury, the super spy, and director of Shield and all that kind of stuff, keeper of secrets. But unfortunately, he also was ruining his personal life by being
He and
Nick Fury, the
Keeper of
super spy,
Secrets.
the keeper of secrets, and all the other stuff, and then disappearing on her during the blip, or after the blip was what happened. So it was definitely like a revealing episode. Like you said, episode
But you
5 was
know
pretty
what? I
good.
wasn't surprised by none of that though. I mean, you know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
no, it wasn't surprising.
And the reason why I wasn't surprised by that is because the only one of them that was able to have a true work life balance was freaking what's his name? What's that man name? Jeremy
Clint,
Renner?
Clint, yeah,
Clint. That's
yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because apparently he was always going home, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah, but his wife was a spy too, so she probably set
Yeah,
extreme boundaries to keep
hmm,
their lives separate.
yeah, definitely, definitely, yeah. So yeah,
Whereas
so
I feel like because of the circumstances for which Nick and what's the
Vara. Vara.
Vara got together,
Hmm.
she couldn't make rules. She couldn't
Right.
set boundaries. She couldn't create standards because she was, she did this the way she did it, and she was who she was. I feel like she didn't take her power back until the last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So he made the rules. He made how this relationship is going to work. He
And very loose,
determined.
and right, and very loose with the rules in a way. But yeah, you're right. He was definitely calling the shots in that situation, or she was kind of going with it, trying to make it work. You know,
Yeah,
which was the
because
sad part because she was making it work in such a way that she lost herself.
yeah, and she didn't feel like he cared about her for who she was,
Hmm.
but who she was pretending to be.
Yeah, yeah,
And because she was pretending to be somebody in the for the which way she did it, I think, yeah, it just seemed like, yeah, she didn't have the power to set boundaries with him to make him be more committal, more present,
right.
more open, more honest, more
Yeah,
loving, more caring. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
yeah, and but I think that also was a great way to see relationships in general in terms of when people are one kind of taken for granted, and then what they do, either good or bad, to kind of try to hold on to what they have. And unfortunately, she didn't, she, like you said, she didn't try to take her power back until it was the end of this, but luckily it worked out for them. But in terms of, I mean, it's basically abuse. I mean, let's be honest. She went through a lot to try to hold on to that relationship. I mean, to go 15 years, which for her is a drop in the bucket, as a scroll, but that's a long time, to be kind of neglected, in a full
Yeah,
on relationship, especially a marriage.
yeah,
And because I believe they basically pinned it down to about 15 years they were married, 20 years that they were together, and that's a long time to be more often than not neglected, even though you do understand, like, okay, you got a job that takes you away from home, a position that makes you so uncontactable that things will go long, but that long is crazy.
and not only that, she not alone. She's alone
Mhm.
because she's a foreign person in a foreign place, pretending to be somebody that she's not. She's lost people. She's lost friends. She's lost. She
Mhm.
can't go to her favorite restaurant up the street and eat the food she liked to eat. She can't go to the beach she used to go to as a child
Right.
to fill that void. She is literally in a world that is not her own, alone, and you left her there.
Yeah, yeah. And then not only left her there, but after you die, you come back and then you leave again
Yeah.
with no explanation, no recourse, no nothing. Like that's abuse. That's
And
abuse.
did they discuss what he actually up there doing at all?
I don't think he made it clear. I mean, he told her basically the basics, the very, 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 very basics. And then when they left, he ended up kind of giving her a little bit more information. And then, just talked about the whole Cree
I wouldn't trust it.
negotiation thing.
I wouldn't
Right. I
trust
wouldn't
it.
trust the Cree. Yeah, the
Not
Cree
the
is very
Cree.
trolling out there.
Mm-mm.
But I definitely think it was very vague, when they even discussed it, at the house. So yeah, it was a kind of a sad part of the story. Um, the harvest, the harvest was dumb to me. Like, one, who collects superhuman and super extraterrestrial DNA and then puts it all together and makes it
And shake
available?
it up. Shake
It's
it
like,
up.
take this little fountain and or this little shot glass and do your thing with it. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I thought like when they was saying it like, oh, they went and they collected all the DNA from everybody that was laying around on the ground, like it wouldn't have washed away. But whatever. I mean, rain is not a thing.
Right.
Blood be on the ground all the time and it wash it away.
Right.
Whatever. Get some bleach, scrub it out.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I'm thinking, oh, so they just collected. I was like, that makes sense. They don't want nobody else to get it. So maybe they just went and picked it up, and then in my head, don't laugh, but you can laugh. But in my head, I thought in the little room. It was gonna be like one that had like a Spider-Man symbol on it. It's gonna have his little blood in it,
I
and
thought
then
so
the
too.
Incredible
Yeah,
Hulk, and then it's gonna have his blood in
I
it.
literally thought so too. Now all purified and combined into one little capsule. What?
Like, who
Really?
does that?
Who does that? Like that's crazy. And then put it into a cemetery plot, and I don't know. It was weird. That
That
was
you got to
weird.
use your breath to open up, like,
That was the weirdest MacGuffin I had ever seen in my life. That was
and
so weird.
also, now that you say that, I know they didn't want us to know that Gaia was the Samuel L. Jackson that we saw downstairs or whatever, but Samuel L. Jackson was like so far away from where we thought he was all of a sudden, but he was so close to the place that he was supposed to be meeting him at. But and she was all the way somewhere else when he saw her the last time he saw her, and told
Right.
her he was going to Finland. And then all of a sudden he got from Finland, met back up with
Back to,
her to
to
give her
Russia.
the thing
Right.
so she could give it to Gravik, and then got back to the protected hospital that the president of the United States was, and got in without being detected. Also, he has been a wanted man for 5 episodes, and he a black man in a foreign country
Right.
with no eye patch on, bro,
Right.
with a half a scratched face, and he just walking in this building. Hey, stranger,
Right.
remember me?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it was totally unbelievable. Yeah, totally unbelievable.
I mean,
Once
I
again,
actually loved when he actually put on a mask. I
I know.
said,
Yeah. Right.
okay, thank you.
Right.
Tell
Right.
me something. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Sonny said, "Say it, Chevy." Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely way too unbelievable. Just unrealistic.
and
I
I
mean,
mean, unrealistic for the man, the nationality
mhm.
and color of the person that they picked to play the role.
And that's the funny thing. They tried to play on that a few times during the show. They tried to play on that a few times during the show, and then totally blew it at the end with it. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's so weird.
it's
So weird.
like,
They should have
so I
made it a little
thought he
bit
was
more
a black
challenging
man in
for him.
Russia, and now he a black man in wherever the hell he was at that moment,
Right.
walking around, but his face is all on the news, plastered, and been on
Yeah.
the news, plastered since the first episode.
Yeah. 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 It was crazy. It was crazy.
It didn't make sense
So,
to me.
yeah.
And
So
the harvest definitely didn't make sense to me. Because
no, not
why
at
do
all.
we keep doing this to ourselves? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Right.
We
Right.
are our own demise. Like, at the
Mm,
end of the, I mean, that's the truth of the matter. But
yeah.
at the same time, like, when can we come up with a story that's not us doing it to ourselves?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That would be nice. It would be nice if we could figure that out.
I would
But
like to
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, so overall, the show came to a close anticlimactically, um, semi-climactically, I guess, with the Gaia Gravik battle. Definitely opened up the door for a lot of things. We got to see kind of a preview of how, or not a preview, but like kind of a lead up to how the Marvels is going to start with Nick and Vara, doing whatever they're going to do with the Kree, and then possibly her returning to Earth and him continuing on work with the Marvels. Um, Sonya Fallsworth and Gaia starting their own basically British Avengers. So
Right.
definitely looking forward to seeing how they play that. There's theories that this could introduce Captain Britain. This could introduce a full team up in Britain. So definitely looking forward to seeing how that plays out, if it plays out. Unfortunately, Marvel is both notorious and known for dropping the ball on great lead ups like this, and opportunities like this. So hopefully they don't leave that as a hanging plot
Or
hole.
wait, making us wait. Like, one more thing. Rhodey.
Yes, like how long has he been a scroll? The theory that I'm going with is that he's been a scroll since he hit the ground
And he can't walk
in
for
Civil
real, and that
War.
was all a lie.
In Civil War, exactly. Yeah, like he's been a scroll since Civil War. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then I don't understand how I don't understand how Ross has been a scroll since when? Like how?
Exactly. Like, how long has he been a scroll?
Yeah,
When
and
did he start being a
he's sitting right
scroll?
next to Rhodey, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
room. Like, so was he a scroll since then? Don't make sense. He was fully himself or acting like himself in the Wakanda Forever.
And I mean, I think he bled in both of those movies, and his blood was red.
Yeah, true that, true that. So yeah, definitely a big plot hole. Didn't make sense. Um, the level of again, the level of scroll infiltration just didn't line up. You know what I mean? Just didn't line up. So yeah, and like I said, it
Oh,
was so
also
anticlimactic. It
the
was so anticlimactic.
president turning into an asshole.
Yeah, like literally, like what was that about? Like, yeah, I mean, I think that's the setup for Captain America 4, because basically because he did that and now he's caused the actual death of the
Oh,
British
that
Prime
that that
Minister.
lady. Who is that lady? I remember her. What is
Oh
she
yeah,
from? What
she's
where
she's
she was in
important.
another Marvel movie, wasn't she? Or I
Oh,
might be getting her because she was on Scandal too. So I might just be getting confused with that. And
oh,
she
okay,
played a
okay,
senator on Scandal. But I feel
yeah,
like I remember her being in another Marvel movie.
yeah,
The one lady who they shot at the end. But
yeah.
I can't
I can't
remember
think of her
what
name. She's been in some stuff though.
she def
I-
played a senator on Scandal.
right.
But I feel like she was in the Marvel movie. I just don't know which one or show, but I can't remember.
Right. I can't think of I can't remember her name. I can't remember her
I have
name.
no idea. Let me see if I can find her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right quick myself. Um
Mhm.
yeah, I have to look it up. I have to find it.
Let's see.
Um but yeah, yeah, definitely. Let me see. Um
Where should be at?
Anna Madeley. Anna Madeley. That's her real name.
Okay.
Yeah. She is known for a lot of stuff. She was in let's see, what was the last movie she was in? Or I guess mostly TV shows. Okay. She was in Law and Order UK. She was in Secret Diaries of Miss Anna Lister.
I might
Uh,
have the wrong person. So yeah.
I feel like she does look like somebody else, but she's been in a lot of stuff. But yeah, his name is Anna Madeley. But yeah, that not only her, but then just the fact that now they got all these vigilantes out there. So I think that's going to set up for the new president, Thunderbolt Ross, to take over and become president and set up
I just wish they would stop
brave new
setting stuff
world.
up. They just need to stop setting stuff up.
Yeah, yeah, they always setting stuff up. That's for sure. They
They just
definitely
need to stop
are.
and just let us watch the movie for once.
Yeah. Right, right.
Because it's getting old. Because it's not, a lot of the times it takes y'all 52 damn thousand years to set it up. And now I'm sitting here like, why he got on a gown?
Yeah.
I know why his legs not working. I know he ain't been in here since he fell out the sky. Y'all
Right.
got to be
Exactly.
damn kidding me, because ain't
Still,
nobody
still
got
in a
time for that.
hospital gown. Remember, still in a hospital gown and everything.
Like, y'all
This
just
man,
snatched him up out the damn bed,
mm-hmm. They were like
and y'all
perfect
wonder why
timing.
Tony Stark was losing his goddamn mind. This is
Right.
why he knew that wasn't Rhodey.
Exactly. Exactly. He knew it wasn't Rhodey since Rhodey turned dark skinned. He was like, I don't want to say nothing, but something different about you, Rhodey.
That's so funny.
Somebody
That's
posted
funny.
that as a meme. It's like I knew Rhodey was a scroll since he turned dark skinned.
That's funny. That's funny.
But
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, Yeah. So, like I said, Loki season 2 is coming soon. New trailer just dropped from I
I
believe from Comic
said,
Con. It was definitely a very revealing.
it sure was revealing because I thought He Who Remains was gonna be who he who we shall not name. I did not think he was gonna be in that trailer, baby.
Oh,
I,
really?
yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't
Yeah,
think he
no,
was gonna be in the trailer.
Marvel. Yeah, or Disney said nope. We're not going to lose another talent because of some news reports. They're like, nah, they learned their lesson with James Gunn, so
And
they
Disney
decided
probably
to,
learned a lesson with uh what's that man name? Johnny Depp
yeah,
too.
Johnny Depp too. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, so Disney is not going for it. They're gonna continue on with Jonathan Majors, and I mean, because let's just face it, this whole saga is centered around his character, and they know they're not gonna find somebody to play him the way that he's been playing him. So
No, and it gonna cost
yeah.
too much money,
Oh
and
yeah,
especially not right now that they have the money to be doing that.
exactly. Yeah, they're struggling right now with their money situation. And then Marvel is definitely not the money maker that it was, go up until only like a year or two ago, but still,
Hmm.
because of all their other financial woes, it's not making up the difference. The next movie is The Marvels coming in November.
Trailer looks
So
amazing.
yes, definitely does.
Best
Definitely
trailer
looking
I've
forward
seen in
to
a very long time for
that. No
Marvel.
doubt, no doubt. Um, we just had what was that movie? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Great
Streaming on
movie.
Disney Plus as of
Yep,
today.
exactly. Yep. So definitely looking forward to watching that again. So yeah, make sure you guys check all that stuff out. We'll definitely be back for Loki season 2. That's good. I'm just excited for that show. I'm just
Yeah,
excited.
and I'm excited to see everybody and this big Miss Minutes running and chasing them. And
Yeah,
I'm just excited to see the characters, the actors as well.
yeah,
Um, and the new additions. It's a very POC cast.
yes,
Loving
yes.
that as well. Loki is just so damn good, and I'm ready to watch that. But I also just want to say this as well. It's not Marvel related, but if you were ever a fan of Twisted Metal, you should watch the show on Peacock. It's pretty
Okay, okay.
good.
I don't think I have Peacock, but I'll definitely check it out if I do. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other news. Um, I was just so excited about Loki. I just was like, I gotta make sure I mention that.
Spider Verse
Oh yeah,
will
Into Spider
be
Verse should be streaming soon. Yeah.
next month.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And the Spider
Um,
Verse was awesome. It was
yeah, I
so.
got to see that too. I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend. I'm gonna watch that next month.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm off my game. I ain't been to the movies. I ain't been to the movies. I don't remember the last thing I went to see in the movies. It was
Oh,
this
wow.
year.
Did
It
you
was
see the
this
Black
year.
King?
I didn't see it in the movies,
Okay. Yeah.
but I watched it. I enjoyed
Did you
it.
watch it during the watch party that they did on
I'm not
Spill?
gonna say how I watched
Oh, okay, got you, got you, got you.
it.
No, I was cracking up. Everybody was like, "Spill was great" until they showed that movie, and now they about to get sued.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they
Oh,
showed
who showed it?
somebody else on some one of the executives at Spill.
Oh,
Yeah, they showed it on a watch party. They did a whole
it's
watch party.
fine. They made
But
double they budget.
well,
Yeah,
but the thing is, it's quite possible that the producers said it was fine, or the studio might have said it was fine. Who knows?
yeah.
We haven't really heard nothing since then about it, so I'm assuming that it was okay because they've also announced they're going to do another watch party. I can't remember what movie it is, but they're going to do another watch party on there. So
Oh,
yeah, so
well,
it should
yeah.
be
I really enjoyed that movie because my girl from Empire, who is also on
yes,
what you call that show, Harlem,
yes. It was on Harlem. Yes, she's
is
in.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that
yeah.
movie
That
was
that
great.
that movie was so good. It was way better than I expected. Grace Byers. Grace
That's her
Byers.
name. Yep.
Yeah, she played Allison. Uh, um, what's her name? Ex Mayo, who played Shanika. She was awesome in that. Cynical Walls. He also was in the new version of White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, he was.
He
I
was
actually
he was
liked
really
that.
good. Yeah, I did too. I did too. I
Yeah,
watched it. I forgot what streaming service it's on, but yeah, I
Hulu.
watched that. Yeah, Dwayne Perkins was hilarious as Dwayne.
Everybody was great.
Yeah, everybody was
Everybody.
great. Everybody was great. So yeah, definitely check out The Blackening. Definitely check out all the new shows that are hitting stream soon. And
Barbie
yeah,
movie was good too.
I haven't seen it. My son actually went to go see it with his friends. He said it was really good. So
I
I was like,
enjoyed
oh,
it.
okay.
I enjoyed it
Yeah,
thoroughly.
yeah.
It was
He was like, yeah, it was surprisingly good. Like I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
yeah,
Oppenheimer was good too. I mean,
really,
it
okay,
was slow, but by that last hour,
yeah,
I was sitting like, oh shoot, what's about to happen? And not in like an action way,
right, right.
but like in a
It was
just
just
what was
suspense again.
happening. Yeah, like it was good. And Robert Downey Jr. was on his stuff. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? He was on his
yeah,
stuff. He was on his
no doubt,
stuff.
no doubt. Well, you guys know where to find us on during the week. We got shows all week long. GFT Radio Show Mondays at 10 p.m. How to Hustle Podcast with Hype Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Stylez and Chevy Recap. We're going to probably go on a hiatus again for a little bit until the next show comes out. But you'll be catching us on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. when Loki season 2 starts. So we'll definitely be doing that. I'm actually Ahsoka. I'm gonna try to watch that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming in September, I believe. Or no, it might be this month. It might be in
I
August.
think it's coming this month.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming this month. Yeah. Mandalorian season 3, I loved it. So definitely looking forward to Ahsoka. And then in October, we'll be seeing Loki season 2. Sex with Sunny, she just dropped a great episode a few days ago. So make sure you guys go check out the replay on that. New episode coming next week. It's going to be pre-recorded, so it's definitely going to be going off. So make sure you guys check that out. And until then, Chevy, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at what's my dang on stuff?
As the
S
superstar.
the superstar. S the superstar. I am taking a break from screaming currently because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. But yeah, you can just follow me on social media, and I take pictures sometimes and I post them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Are you on Threads?
No, because I don't want to have that, and then if I want to delete it, then it's gonna delete my Instagram. I don't want to do that.
I know everybody that caught all of us by surprise. Well, we did not read the terms and conditions. What were we thinking? What were we thinking? I think they'll fix it eventually, but still, what were we thinking?
Yeah, I'll wait till they fix it. I'm on X.
Black Mirror season 6. People watch Black Mirror season 6. Read them damn terms and conditions.
You better.
Black Mirror had me.
You better.
Annoyed, I tell you. So for sure, make sure y'all check that out. Anyway, it's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Stylez on IG, Twitter, and Threads. Unfortunately, I started and then found out later. Well, it's not even Twitter anymore. I'm on IG, X, and Threads. Damn, Elon Musk. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. Willie.Stylez on Snapchat and TikTok. I'm at stylesradio.com. Listen to all the hot tracks, including the new Nas. Make sure you guys check that out. The new Travis Scott and some other hot tracks. So make sure you guys check that out. WillieStylez.info for all my links. See you later, Sonny. Appreciate you for joining. Appreciate everybody else for joining and everything. Make sure you guys hit our links or hit our website and our socials over at gftradioshow.com, at GFT_radio on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, GFT Radio on Twitch, GFT Radio Network on Facebook. Hit the join the conversation group over on Facebook. Tons of great topics over there being discussed. Make sure you guys do that. Listen free on demand 24/7, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, and watch the video replays here on Twitch TV, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you guys do that. GFTradio.creator-spring.com is where you'll find our apparel, accessories, all that great stuff with our logos, sayings, and all that good stuff. I know. I tried to get Sunny to sign up. She's like, didn't read the terms and conditions over there. I know. I was so excited. I was just happy to get a Twitter alternative because Twitter just been going to shit.
Yeah, it is. It's not great. It's
Yeah,
not great at all.
No, not at all. But until next time, guys, appreciate y'all for joining us, and we are out.
Bye.
As soon as I can find my video.